What a utter and complete shit show today. I just decided to not go to work. I got ready and I just had this miserable mood. It was really freaking sad, and I felt like crap about coming into work. I just had a bad taste in my mouth and I didn't show up. I just ghosted everybody. I freaking ghosted. I ghosted my job site because I'm not gonna. The cat. I'm not gonna put up with any BS anymore, and I'm not gonna tolerate it either. And if my supervisor's at my ass every second, reprimanding me for petty things that don't even make any sense, she's on my case every minute, and in front of other coworkers, screw it. I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm not gonna try. I'm not gonna see if it gets any better. Basically, I'm done. And today was supposed to be like a big day. A lot of things were gonna happen, and I just ghosted them. I went to a cafe instead. I had my brunch, and I freaking went home. What can you do when you live in a shoe? Lace up and move to a boot. That's pretty much it. And my freaking Charlie Brown Christmas lights this year. I don't know what happened to this side. It's a little bit of a screw up. But yeah, I mean, they look really good from the window, but I don't know what the hell I was thinking with these Christmas lights this year. They look really Charlie Brownish. Anyhow, I'm sitting on my balcony here, just trying to comprehend everything that happened today. I was like, screw you guys, and I didn't answer the phone. I just didn't show up, and I was like basically one step away from telling the supervisor to literally F off and to get off my ass. And I had a conversation with her prior to yesterday, telling her that I don't appreciate, to be talked down to, especially in front of other coworkers, like to be not talked down to, but spoken to that in that way. And if she's got beef with me or to tell me something, just do it one-on-one. God in heaven, like how hard is that to do? And what's really funny is that they have a harassment and bullying procedure and policy procedure, and they don't even follow it themselves, which is, it's like such a joke out there in the corporate world. Like I'm beginning to, like I got no tears left because this is just like a reoccurring theme for me, on and on and on. And at this point, it's I mean, like I have to laugh because it's unbelievable what's like really going on out there. You, like I said before, you go to school, you finish your schooling, you go take another course, you spend all your freaking money, not to go to some workplace to be treated like a pile of shit. No. Gone are the days where I just sat there taking shit. If you don't like it, switch it and move on. But the problem is that this is the work that I had so many hours. I'm still working as a casual to other places, but this was the place that I was getting most hours. And what's really funny was I was supposed to do a 2019 looking back at the year, basically like a reminiscing of 2019, and ho, how much things have changed and been better for me. And then before you know it, I got kicked in the ass. Well, yeah, like flat on my face again. I'm thinking, like, what's going on? Why every place that I go to, the management is like fixated on me? Well, I can't say every place because the two places that I'm working with, they're normal people. They don't like pick your ass for no reason. And like I just had enough of it. I had enough of this complete and utter totalitarian regime bullshit at work. I'm sick of it. I got no patience for drama. Ever since this like awakening thing, ever since I've been becoming spiritual, this and that, meditating, like I just got no time for this fucking jazz. And anyone that pisses me off now can go shove it because I'm not going to deal with it. I'm out of there. As soon as there's a little fuckery going around, as soon as I smell something, I am out of there. So, yeah. Pretty much, I've had it, I'm done. And I'm just at this point where my soul is tired. My soul is tired of going out there in the working world trying to find something that matches me. Trying to find, an organization where there's no fuckery, well, at least at a minimum. But it's just been so hard on my soul. And here I was, I was gonna, talk about all the great things I did this year in 2019 and how freaking hunky-dory it was. How awesome it was. And you know what? I gotta give myself a pat on the back because it was a pretty tough year for me. I worked overnight shifts, and I went to school in the morning. Like, I did that for a while. I had to deal with like a practicum site that wasn't that great, and I had to be switched over to something else because the reoccurring theme is people are fucking assholes and they don't want you to get ahead. They don't want you to be happy at work, and they just want to throw logs under your feet. But you know what? I'm not trying to sit here and be the victim, but it's just something that I'm going through right now, and I was wondering if anyone else is going through the same friggin' thing, because it's just so frustrating going from one place to the next and hoping to get some sanity out of it, It's a shame for the residents. It's a shame for the people the seniors I worked for, because I won't ever see them again. But, if the management team makes it so hard, like, I can just go on about stuff that the supervisor said. But, I'm not fucking 10 years old and I'm not 12. I need to be treated like a friggin' adult. And if you can't handle that, if you can't have common courtesy and etiquette at work, then you know what? You don't deserve to have your fat ass and sit in a room and dictate and be a supervisor or boss or manager, because that's complete BS. Try to rule the place, with an iron fist, make everyone scared. You ain't gonna fucking scare me, okay? These days are over, where I'm gonna feel like, less than, or I'm gonna feel, scared and worried about what's gonna happen to me the next day. I don't have the freaking time of day to deal with the buffoonery, and I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it, and I ain't gonna do it. That's about it. And so now, the upcoming new year, I'm gonna be looking for not casual work anymore. I'm gonna be looking for a full-time job. The only thing is, to get full-time in this field in therapeutic recreation / recreation management, you have to have your class 4, so you can take seniors on a bus and take them out to, go with them for outings and this and that. That's the one thing I don't have, so I guess I'm gonna have to get my ass in gear. And the New Year's resolution will be to finish this friggin' class 4. And it's been like crazy. Since 2015, it's been a shit show. And everything was going really good in 2019. I was getting ahead. And it seems like every time I get ahead, I got to take so many steps back again. And, I was happy at that work site until the big bad wolf came along, and she was just on my case 24/7, like hounding me for stuff that's like so stupid. Like to put a spoon in the wrong way, she would shit her shorts. Just for stupid, trivial crap. And instead of fixating on me so much, why don't you fixate on the people that have fallen at work while the nurses and carriers are sitting there twiddling their thumbs, gossiping at the nurses' station, and not doing fuck all? So, there's huge holes in this type of field too, where people are not being well taken care of, and it gets under my skin because as a spiritual being now, the more I'm meditating, the more I'm getting to know myself. These are people that they let their minds, these bosses and shit, like, it must be hell in their own minds, If they're trying to shit kick other people, imagine how much they're shit kicking themselves. And this is the way of the world now. Psychopaths own everything. And I don't know who else feels this way, but I'm just, letting everyone know how's it been going with me lately. And I'm just being honest. Like, I'm not trying to, show that, oh, I'm distraught, I'm suffering, how hard done by I am. No, this is not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is just to show the reality of, adult daily life. And it seems like no one wants you to get ahead. No one wants you to do anything. The bosses seem like they're giving you money from their paycheck or something like that, or they're doing you a favor. And it's just this I don't know, this regime of who's higher and who's the bottom feeder. And you know what? Just because I'm working for you doesn't mean I can tolerate your bullshit and nonsense. So I'm pretty glad, I'm pretty happy that I spoke out, and I spoke to the supervisor, basically telling her that, to cut the BS. And then the next day she friggin' started in on me again. Like, the same thing happened. So I don't know, it's like I have a feeling, I have a feeling in me that's screaming. Like, my soul is just like, I'm so tired of this crap, and I feel like I don't belong anywhere. It's weird, like, every place I go to, I try to fit in, and I try to, like, help people, and for some strange reason, people find fault with me, or I don't know. It's, again, I'm not trying to be the victim here, but I was just wondering if any of you are experiencing the same thing, especially since they've been kind of waking up to the reality of this world and the way things are run and the way people are pretty much treated on a daily basis. And it's just wrong, If you have I learned in literature a long time ago in high school that power corrupts, and people, I think, have to return to literature and fairy tales because it taught a lot about the human mind and human nature as we know it, and how sickening it can become if the person doesn't check themselves, and if they don't have any self-insight, then they can really end up taking a whole organization, tearing it apart to smithereens. And I've just been seeing so many holes in the system, and it's just everywhere I go, I don't see anything different from one field to the next. It's the same shit wherever you go. And I'm not gonna kiss ass any longer, and I'm gonna stick up for myself, and hopefully I'll find a full-time job before 2020, and if not, in the beginning of the year, because this casual shit isn't working for me. It's getting on my nerves. So if anybody feels the same way, or have been going through like a reoccurring theme of this like toxic work environments, please let me know on the bottom. Like, comment, share. This has to be spoken about, because you should never let yourself be driven to the same insane state as the person that's throwing all this crap at you. You should never go down to their level. And even though I was at a rage yesterday, and yeah, I was crying, today I'm just, I don't have any energy for this anymore. I don't have any energy to even in a way complain about it all over again. But what I'm just trying to say is that it's an ongoing theme in my life, how I just have this fear of shit happening at work again and it getting recycled. And I'm trying not to think the worst when I go into a new work site. I try to think positive, but I don't know, like, as soon as I sense any form of aggression, directed towards people that are just trying to pay their friggin' bills, I don't think it's right. And I think this needs to be spoken about more. These are my thoughts. This is what I'm thinking. And I hope more of you can join in on this conversation, because it's like, no matter where you go, like, yeah, I understand. Nobody can be, hunky-dory, even with coworkers. It's not going to be, like best friends sitting in front of a cake and joking around with each other. I know that. Like, I know there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be, um, you know, times where we don't get along with each other or somebody says something, but to have that on an ongoing basis, to get hounded on every single minute by someone who thinks that they're superior, well, you know what? I feel I feel superior to these people because of the fact that I'm, spiritual, by the fact that I'm meditating, the fact that I would never do that to another person, belittle them and talk to them in such a way, because I think everyone deserves respect and everyone deserves to have their own. Everyone deserves to have their own bag. Everyone deserves to have money and everyone deserves to be happy. Everyone deserves to pay their own bills and have money, left over to do whatever. Like, this is a necessity at this point to have money. I mean, shit, where I live, you can't find anywhere to rent under $1,000 a month. There's no way in hell. So it's like, okay, you're trying to make it hard for me now to basically feed myself, feed my children, and, have basic life necessities. And like, this is pretty much like communism, totalitarian regime that's ruling right now. They can treat you how they want, but you can't say anything. Well, fuck that. I just want ghost on them and they can pretty much kiss my ass. Like, this is how I'm feeling now. I don't like someplace, I'm out of there, and that's that. If you don't like it, shove it, but I respect myself enough to not put myself in that kind of environment any longer. Anyways, you guys, Merry Christmas. These are just my 2 cents. I had to say what I had to say because I'm being honest. If anyone is going through the same thing or just feels like that at work, let me know in the comments. And yeah, subscribe to my channel if it resonates with you. Take care, and everybody have a happy and safe 2020. It can only get better from here, and I have a belief that I belong somewhere. But as I mentioned in the other videos, I'm still looking for my soul's calling and my soul's purpose. Hopefully one day I'll find it. Until then, peace out, guys. Talk to you later.